Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and wherever you're at. Thank you for joining Getting Ready Live, the Virtual Wellness Summit, Meet the Presenters edition. I am your co-host and also the co-creator of the Virtual Wellness Summit. My name is Damian Kinsey, and I'm excited that we're at day 9, and we have a great group of presenters. Some people who have been here already, and then some new, a one-to-one. So I'm excited about this conversation tonight. So my co-host, Dr. Farron, introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tanya Farron. I am the co-creator of the Virtual Wellness Summit, along with my partner, Damian Kinsey. I am the owner of Creative Living Ideas. It is a company that I created 4 years ago. We do professional development for educators, for parents, and for anyone who is looking for wellness. And then we've created some amazing summits and some parenting journeys, workshops also. So lots of great things. And we've created 8 books. We're working on our 9th book right now. So we're wrapping up our 9th one here in the next couple of weeks. And by day, I am a virtual middle school principal. Been in education for a long time and have done lots of different positions in education. So love being here. I'm excited about the Virtual Wellness Summit. I'm excited that we are at day 9. Hard to believe when we started, a week ago that we're already here, but we are. And it's the summit's going to be here this weekend. Super excited. We've got some amazing people tonight to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. So without further ado, you want to bring some guests up and introduce them?
Let's do that. Absolutely.
All right. Full roster.
Oh, we do have a full roster, don't we?
Yes, indeed.
These beautiful faces. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. How about that? I'm going to introduce. So this is like a perfect segment right here to say. So when Damian and I were collaborating on this, Damian brought some people from his, community in. I brought some people from my community in. So I'll introduce the ones that I brought in to merge into this amazing group, and Damian can kind of bring his in also, and so some of them are kind of a mix. But I'll go ahead and start with Daniel. Daniel and I met on Clubhouse probably a year and a half ago, something like that. And I was doing lots of rooms on parenting, education, and Daniel jumped in. And then Daniel and I started co-hosting some rooms together and had a really great time talking about, a lot of times we talked about work-life balance. We talked about wellness, wellness for our kids and things like that. So, but Daniel has lots of other things that he does, not just join me on audio rooms on Clubhouse, but he has lots of other things that he's doing. So Daniel, tell everybody a little bit about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Layton. I am a special education educator based out of Dallas, Texas. Been doing it going into my 3rd year now. A little bit about me. I am a former NCAA athlete. Currently, with my side job, I've been working with NFL players, college, high school, getting them ready for life, helping them prepare them, not just on the field, but for life off the field as well. And currently, I'm working on a couple of big projects that I'm hoping to let everybody know soon. That's going to help, especially with the neurodivergent community. And it'll be at least helping those who are neurodivergent, helping them with sports. So that's a little bit about me.
Excellent. Love that. I love what Daniel's doing in the community. He joined us in the fall for the Work-Life Balance Summit. And he talked about some different ways to kind of control your stress in that. And so now he's back with us again. So thank you, Daniel, for being here. Damian, why don't you introduce Kinga?
Yeah, so Kinga is invested in career development as far as project management is concerned. I met Kinga a while back on LinkedIn. We connected, started having conversations. I love her passion. You can actually feel it when you have a conversation with Kinga. It's like emotional, like you feel like goosebumps. And she's also an author. She just did an anthology that just came out recently. So congratulations on that. The other day, what was it, 2 days ago? So congratulations on that. So Kinga is big on project management. She has worked in corporate America, and I'm glad she's a part of the summit. So Kinga, tell them a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're very excited. Awesome effort that I was part of. And so I appreciate that shout out. And I am actually trying to change the face of project management. I am the founder of Execute Your Intentions, and project management historically has just kind of been a lot of task mastering. And as a former VP, there was just so much that we had to do around agility and getting people to self-organize around the work that we're doing and bringing meaning in our values and how we work together. And so I'm really passionate about making change around the way we work and to make things work. So thank you so much.
That's going to be great to learn more about. That's incredible. Thank you. I'll introduce Dr. Sheila. Everyone's being quiet and shy kind of right now, but Dr. Sheila Thomas and I also met on Clubhouse, and I was wowed when the first time I heard her talk. And we talked about this the last time you were on, but I was wowed, and I was like, oh my gosh, like she's just this rock star out here doing all these things that I want to do. And I was so impressed by what she was doing in the parenting community. And so I had, invited her to some of my spaces and some of my rooms. And then I was even more wowed when she said, here's my phone number. Text me when you're having a room and I'll jump in. And so that I did, and she jumped in, and it was just incredible. Daniel, you probably were in one of the spaces when Dr. Sheila came in, probably heard the enthusiasm in my voice when she popped in the room. So Dr. Sheila has been incredible and has collaborated with us in a couple of different ways. She's collaborated with the Work-Life Balance Summit. She's here at this one, and she does parenting journeys workshops with myself and Damien and Ira Gates. And so really incredible. She's got great messages and really practical applications for parents. So without further ado, you introduce yourself.
Oh my, who is that?
It's you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanya. So yes, like you said, I'm Dr. Sheila Thomas, and I love everything parenting. I'm a retired educator on paper from the state of Georgia, but I continue to stay busy working as a supervisor for student teachers and other work with Black Child Development Institute. But with my business, as you mentioned, I'm a parent coach. I work with parents in school settings and church settings or wherever it may be to equip and empower parents with the tools and resources to create that solid educational and academic foundation for their children, and also to effectively advocate for their young children. I've also niched down, and now a lot of my focus is on parents of Black boys because I am a parent of, I have 3 Black sons, and I've worked in Title I schools, and I've seen all of the issues and all of the things that are happening to our little Black boys in school. So I'm here to help our parents disrupt the school to prison pipeline, just doing the work through my curriculum I've written, PACES, Parents Advocating for the Child's Educational Success, as well as through my curriculum called Raising Brilliant Black Boys. So those are two curriculums I have, but I also have an ebook, Raising Brilliant Black Boys, and I have books that I've wrote about my sons, and I have affirmation cards, and just all the things just to help parents on their parenting journey. And yes, I do get very excited about this topic. I sit quietly, then I just run into it and just carry on because it's something I want to make sure that all children are successful. But again, like I said, I've niched down to parents of Black sons because, of course, that's what I know. I am a parent. My sons are very successful. And so I want to give parents the tips and strategies that I've used with my sons.
Incredible. Awesome. And Annika loves the art behind you, Dr. Sheila. She thinks the artwork behind you is beautiful.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. So thank you, Annika, for being here tonight. And Jill and Richard and LinkedIn user Leslie. Thank you. Leslie's also presenting at the summit. All right, Damien, you want to introduce Anya?
So Anya, it starts with harnessing your energy. She is a lot of energy, tell it like it is type of person. I love Anya's spirit, and you definitely check out on Tuesdays at like 1:00, it's like 1:05 or something like that. But she does do a lot of work around supporting. She owns several businesses. I let her tell that, and I'm glad that she's a part of the summit because her energy is infectious. So Anya. So
Hey, Damon, so sweet of you. And it's actually 2 p.m. EST now because your parts of the world still changes time and I don't. So that's on you guys. I am Anya Vasquez. I do live in the Caribbean and I am your guide to practical spirituality. So obviously I'm all about wellness from an energy and spiritual perspective. I'm not that kind of a person who will talk about, affirmations and journaling and yoga and all the woo-woo stuff. I can talk about it. That's not a problem. But for me, the core thing is how do you put it into practice and how do you actually do something with it, which is, make more money, get a thriving relationship, get out of vicious circles, naturally heal your body. So I am all about practicality of it. And I am just very, anything wellness is what I am very enthusiastic about because I do believe that everything begins and ends with your energy. And if you understand your energy and you know how to regenerate that, then obviously you can get and achieve anything you want in life, if that's love or money or health. So yeah, I'm a big advocate about helping people understand how all those three areas that we live in are closely connected, so we don't lose, we don't lose connection with one while we're chasing the other one. I guess that's what a lot of people do. So I'm here to basically bring this awareness of all these areas and how can you work daily on all of these areas and strategically without, hope I get there or I hope I make it. So yeah, that's the short version of what I do. I hope it was simple.
no, it was perfect. It was there to the point, and that made me think of a question that I have in the back of my head for you. So, thanks for
I'm
that.
excited already.
Absolutely. So Annika, she put a comment up here about bringing her roommate to your session, possibly because she's really interested in healing your body. I love that. Excellent. Excellent. So it's great to have you guys all here tonight. So some of you have already been here before, some of you have not. Thank you for being here. We appreciate everything that you are doing for the Virtual Wellness Summit. And we just thought we'd spend some time getting to know you all. Now, for some of you that have been on here before, Damien and I are going to change the questions up a little bit. And they're not hard. You all are going to know the answers to these. They're not hard. They're just fun questions. So I'm going to start with one that is, we started talking about, he's
We didn't do
waving.
pouring on.
Oh, we didn't do pouring on. Take it away.
So sorry about that. We always start the show with pouring on. We want to give those flowers, kudos, those love to those people who are out there. Rain is such a big thing. It comes down. People think it's a negative thing. It feels good. It's water. It's everything. So, Kinga, we'll start with you. Who are you pouring on to?
Hello, because I have such an exciting week and news that our book came out, our anthology, that I got to be co-authors with so many amazing people, and we would not have been able to pull it off if it were not for Dr. Leland. CJ, our friend, thank you so much for your vision and helping us make it happen. It's just been an amazing experience, and we are on the bestsellers list, so please look out for it. Yay.
All right. Kudos to Dr. CJ, Dr. Leland. It's always hard to kind of. She has like 20 names, so kudos to her and everyone else on the anthology.
Thank you.
Dr. Sheila, you want to pour into someone?
Yes, this is my family. This is my husband on the end, and the two guys in the middle, those are my sons. And so I want to pour on my husband and my sons because they're the inspiration behind the work that I do. Of course, my sons. No, my husband's not my inspiration. My husband is my biggest fan. My husband really supports my work. He's always telling me, push on, you got this. I'm proud of you, babe. So I appreciate having a husband who encourages you to keep going. Even when I was in school working on my dissertation, he would encourage me to keep going and get up, you got to do the work, or go to bed, take a nap. So he's always been my biggest fan. And so that's the inspiration behind my book, Biggest Fan too, because he was my cheerleader. And then of course my book, JR's Biggest Fan, is about my sons. And it's kind of funny story, but so my 33-year-old, the one nearest me, I was married to his dad. So he's a junior. And now the one on the other side, standing next to my husband, married to his dad. So now he's a junior. So that's why the book is titled JR's Biggest Fan. It covered both of them. So hence it's the title, JR's Biggest Fan. So I wanted to pour on to my sons because they inspired me to do the work. Just being a mom has been the greatest joy. That's one of the biggest things that has happened in my life. The best thing that has happened in my life is being a mother to these great sons, and they've done well. They were not perfect. I always tell everyone they were not perfect, but they were academically sound. So I'm very proud. I just wanted to pour on to my family tonight.
All right. Thank you for that. Daniel, you got someone you want to pour on to?
Yeah, I want to pour on to the staff at the special education department at University of Kansas. Graduated and got my degree in December. Couldn't have done it without them. Super supportive. They helped me fully understand the subject, but also knowing like you have to put a lot into it, especially for kind of teaching you have to do. We're still in contact, talk to them all the time, and they actually invited me on to one of the boards they work for too. So I'm very happy to be continuing to work with them and helping out the next generation of future teachers.
Anya, who do you want to pour on to?
Well, Dr. Sheila took mine, so I got to change it. I was like, last minute, what am I going to say? No, everything that Dr. Sheila said, even though my kids are like small. So not just there yet. So they're just nuisance for now. But so I'll probably pour on my mentors, which are my coaches. We have been working together for probably over 10 years. And every time I have sessions with my mentors, which are also energy coaches, it not surprises me. I can't believe that literally I hear my coach saying the same thing over 10 years and not lose patience with me. It's just like, I know what, because something is the theory and then something is implementation of it, right? And the amount of patience that they have and unconditional love and not, getting judgmental because how we are people. Slowly, we're a lot of us were very slow at stuff, and rewiring ourselves and changing our patterns so that they are definitely made out of gold. Yeah, so I'll pour on them today, even though they're not here. Like they don't have no idea what I'm telling you. But yeah.
All right, I love that. Thank you so much for that. Dr. Perrin, you want to answer first question?
Yes, I do want to ask my first question. So, we started the St. Patrick's Day. Well, I started the St. Patrick's Day theme on Sunday, and I'm going to just take the tail end of the question. And the question started with, if you found a pot of gold, what would you do with it? Like you found the rainbow, you found the pot of gold. Well, a lot of people said they were going to pay themselves, and then they were going to give it to some charity. And so I was curious as to, if you had a pot of gold and you had already paid yourself whatever you needed, what charities would you give to, or that are near and dear to your heart, that are important to you? So, and anyone can jump in whenever they are ready, feel comfortable, think about it. If you need some think time.
I'll go. Oh, go, Dr. Sheila. I saw you. You were faster.
Like Jeopardy.
I know, right? So, I want to go on Jeopardy. But anyway, it always starts with my church. I start with 10% or more to my church to help reconstruct. And I tell them all the time, when I become a millionaire, did you all hear that, what I said?
Yes.
When I become a millionaire, I'm going to just reconstruct the whole church. And I really plan to do that. I really want to do that. Then I want to give to any charity that's helping children. I love the Ronald McDonald House. I love the cancer centers for children, because I just want children to be able to strive and just to live. But anything that would help promote literacy, those are my charities. Those are my jams. But I love the Ronald McDonald House and what they do for children.
That's incredible. And those of you in the audience, thank you, Annika, for dropping yours in. Drop in, what charity would you support if you had that pot of gold? All right, Anya, share with us.
So I have no idea of any names. I live in the DR. I'm like in the third dimension, so there's no names there. But I would definitely start, which has always been my dream, and I have been doing as much as I can here by myself. So there was a point in my life when I had about 8 cats and 5 dogs in my house with a newborn. So that was the tip of the berg. My husband said enough. So that would definitely be here and especially in this country, because it's a little bit of a different culture when it comes to animals in general. And I'm a huge animal lover. So I would definitely start there. But there's just so much more that we can do. That was the first thing that popped into my mind. Yeah.
Hey, that's totally cool. I poured onto animals yesterday. So, I think that animals are important in our life and in our world. Kinga or Daniel?
There's 2 charities I really enjoy. First one being the Doug Flutie Foundation for Autism. They do so much. Started by a famous quarterback, Doug Flutie, for his grandson with autism, and they help out with everything. Like, they help them with the hobbies, do charity concerts, but they also kind of help them give a voice for their hobbies too. So if you're into singing, they'll help you get your career going on that as well too. And the second one, and I know I'm in Dallas, so but I love the Eagles Autism Foundation too. They've done so much, especially with Jason Kelsey doing that marathon, raising money for those kids, and the amount of love those players give to those kids is incredible. They always shout them out after every game, where they all wear the pins too, and it's so incredible too, especially for how much they support, how much they love, and they just do it just because they just love the community, and they love helping out others. So it's great to see so many people, especially those with a higher stature in life, supporting those who are neurodivergent, especially of autism.
That's really cool. I was not aware of what the Eagles did. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. Kinga.
I would have to do some research, but my current passion and where my business is headed towards is around social impact. So innovation. So educating people around how together we can, through education, learn new ways to work together, to think smarter, to kind of, solve problems and spreading that message so that we can solve more problems and have the need be less overall.
That sounds like a really great plan. I don't know of any organization that does that. If you find one, let us know, or maybe you'll start one day. You never know.
Maybe.
You never know. Sky's the limit with you,
Yep, exactly.
Incredible. So thank you guys all for sharing that. I would select ovarian cancer organization. My mom is a 2-time survivor of ovarian cancer, and I already, I have a journal that I've donated to them that has an ovarian cancer cover. When people purchase that one, I donate a portion of the proceeds to ovarian cancer from that. So definitely an incredible organization that I would be, and Epilepsy Foundation. Also, Annika does have epilepsy, and so that's why we also are creating that. She's actually designed the neurodivergent self-care journal, and so those are 2 huge foundations that we're pretty active in our home and in our family. So absolutely. Damien, I know you have a few that are near and dear to your heart.
I have like 10, so
I know.
let me rattle off all 10 of them. Walking is also for Alzheimer's, breast cancer, Susan G. Komen, NAAAHR, Noble, Sissy Mary Sue. These are all foundations and organizations I'm a part of currently. Girls and Boys Club, because that's where I started my career at. Orange Church, Mount Olive, and Boys Town, where I started my career at. So those are 10 places where I would donate.
Excellent. He's going to have a big pot of gold. All right, Damien, what's your question for the group?
So it's a reflect back question. So if you had to think back 5 years ago and you were able to go back 5 years ago, what would you tell yourself about your life?
Like what life is like today, right?
Yeah.
So if you went back 5 years and you could tell yourself what life was going to be like today.
I would say I would say for mine, I tell them that the risks you're going to take are going to be worth it, because all it takes is those jumps and everything and the fact that, when you do stay on you're consistent and you're staying toward your goals, it does pay off though too. It does take time, but it always takes time to get to where you want to be. That's something I've, appreciate hearing that 5 years ago too, because, motivation is definitely, it's hard, especially when you're, 5 years ago for me, just out of college and everything too, you're trying to figure out life and everything. So, I think that'd be something I would definitely tell myself.
Lewis said, find a mentor. That is a good one.
I'll continue because it's basically in the same line what he was talking. Daniel was saying, I would basically say, don't wait, do it now. It's going to work out even better. But I would push myself to stop wasting more time that I know that I have wasted in between. But yeah, I'll definitely, guarantee, because I think this is the number one thing. Yeah, we're just like, what if, right? To take those bad what ifs away and just say, yeah, do exactly that. Just do it now. Don't waste, 2 years trying to procrastinate and not believing in yourself and all that stuff. So, yeah.
And I'll jump in, kind of following on the same path as follow your dreams. So about 5 years ago, I was getting ready to retire from the field of education. And I knew I wanted to be an author and write books, but I didn't know to what level. So I wish back then I really had told myself to just believe in yourself and do it. Do it scared. Don't, we have to worry about the money, but find the resources and just go out there and do it. Like someone said, find a mentor, find someone to help you and just do it. and believe in yourself. Procrastination and imposter syndrome that I always mention was my issue. So I had to really build myself up. So I would have told myself years ago, build yourself up, knowing that you're the expert. You got this, and go on and do it, girl.
Yeah, I mean, how can we not chime in on all of this? It's like truly being our own advocate, but also tapping into what makes us unique and special and honoring that and being totally okay with our own path. And if there are haters that don't, appreciate us for who we are, being okay to walk away regardless of what we've invested, and just moving forward and being excited about the number of opportunities when we lead with our own hearts and our curiosity.
I love that. Damien, did you want to respond? It was your question. I don't want to jump over you.
No, I think that was a great question. Great answers. I think it's a lot about some of the things that you. I'm sorry. I would get the lotto numbers. I would tell myself the lotto numbers. So now I have the pot of gold and I'm fine. So I could donate to all those charities that I have, and things are taken care of.
Got the lotto numbers, and he's got the pot of gold. Damien's rolling in the dough.
No, I'm kidding. I would just tell myself to continue to stay the course, and you got this. So
I don't know about any of you, but my 5 years ago was very different. My life looked incredibly different, and it was a really, really tough time in my life. And I'm going to tell you, Damien and I haven't really talked about what we're talking about at the summit, but my keynote is like how you can have it all. And, I'm going to dig into some stuff, personally that I've had to endure to get where I am. And, if I was talking to myself 5 years ago in 2019, it's really going to be okay. Like, you aren't going to believe where you're going to be. Keep moving forward. You're not going to believe where you're going to be. This is going to be an incredible journey. And so, and I think when we think about those things, as Damien and I were changing up these questions, when we think about this, like how we could tell ourselves. So what do we tell ourselves now, right? When we're having imposter syndrome, or we're having, lack of confidence, or really not sure if this is the direction we want to go in, right? So think about what we would have said then. What would we be telling ourselves now? So, keep that going forward. Those were great, great answers. Incredible answers. Yes, it is time to play some promo.
all right. So we have a quick update, commercial, whatever you want to call it, about the summit. We'll be back in about 16 seconds. All right. The Virtual Wellness Summit is 4 days out. 23 presenters, 26 different workshops. We have something on a breakout room also, and we also have Meet the Presenters room. You want to get into explain a little bit more about the summit?
Yes. I do. I want to talk about the Virtual Wellness Summit. So anybody that's in the audience, first of all, drop a hello in the chat so we know that you're here. Thank you so much for Heidi. She's the presenter. Thank you, Bob, for being here. Thank you, Lewis, for being here. And, anyone else that I'm missing? Barbara, hello, good evening. Thanks for being here. Jill, thank you. Richard, Leslie, LinkedIn user. So drop in a hello so we know that you're, who is here, because we can't actually see you. But scan this QR code and take a little quick look at it. If you scroll up after you scan it, you'll see all the presenters, all the sessions, all of the topics. We have a wide variety, as Damien said. We have 23 presenters. We have 26 sessions. Hi, Jamie. She's also in the summit with us. So excited to have her. So if you go through and look at these, this is 1 day's worth of workshops broken down just on this page here, from Anya doing doing energy, David doing stress management, Camille doing wellness hero within, yoga for self-care, eating well when you don't cook, healing relational traumas, breaking through burnout, building your community through curiosity, how to save a life, meditation for all, enhancing your support network to prevent burnout, unlocking your best self now, and networking breakout room, which is going to be incredible. So the people in the audience can network with us. And then the next day, these are the incredible workshops: how to end the stigma of mental health, poetry for mental health, managing impossible people at work and at home, unlocking your potential using affirmations with Dr. Sheila, the anatomy of a team by Lexi, meet the presenters, just a time to hang out and get to know your presenters, Wild About AI with Heidi Wild, and All You Get Gain Understanding with Raheem Young and Royce Brialis, storytelling, a leader's secret weapon, consistency towards greatness, educator to entrepreneur, six steps to igniting a thriving business, living a life of no regret, good grief, and closing with Damian Kinsey. And so incredible 2 days of, I was just on a podcast this morning, and, we were talking about the variety of topics that were on here. And, our goal was to have you go in and look at the summit, click through it, scan through it, see which ones speak to you. And we wanted a and we're going to talk about this. Deanna's going to be on tomorrow night. Some of the things she's talking about with grief, and it's really important. All of us have experienced grief some way in our life, and a lot of times it's still impacting us in our life. And so how do we handle those things? It's about being well. And so what do you need for your wellness is what you have to go through and pick out. So going through there and finding the things that are going to help you become well is what you're going to be able to do. And that's incredible. And the other thing that's really awesome is all of these people are professionals in one way, shape, or form, whether they have a podcast, they're just starting out, they have had a successful business for a long period of time. We are letting everyone talk about what they do. So if you connect with Kinga and you know that she can help you, she can tell you her resources. She can tell you what she needs you to do. You can set up appointments with her. Same thing with Anya, Dr. Sheila, Daniel, and that's what we wanted. I presented at a conference a few weeks ago, and I didn't even get to do that. It was, they don't want you to promote. I want our presenters to promote themselves, because it's about our audience being well, and that's what we want. All right, long-winded explanation, but it's incredible. Come join us. It is so incredible. Would you like me to ask another question? All right, I'm going to ask another question.
Sure.
Okay. All right, so favorite movie or concert you ever attended? Favorite movie or favorite concert you ever attended? Pick, and in the audience, drop your answers in there. Your favorite movie or your favorite concert. Whoever wants to go can go.
I'll go.
Okay.
I think that you kind of have to start with the first one. That's what I want to know from everybody. And for me, I'm going to start with my very first one. I was, I want to say probably 13 or 14. And which is going to give some things away. And my mom took me up to Montreal. I was I grew up in Vermont, and my mom took me to Montreal and maybe two of my girlfriends, and dropped me off at a Janet Jackson concert. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever that I got to go.
That is
to a concert alone with my friends.
Y'all don't even want to know what mine is. You don't even want to know. Go ahead, Anya. Tell them what yours is.
Yeah, we want to know yours now, Tanya. I really want to know yours now.
Oh my God. You don't even know. They won't even know who this is.
Probably. That's why I'm so curious. What I know.
My very first concert that I went to was Rick Springfield. Does anybody even know him? Yes.
I'm pretty sure I do. I suck at names, but you probably put some music on. I'll probably know. Yeah.
I don't know that it was my best concert, but Kinga asked for the first.
Well, I can't even remember my first. No, there was this boy band. Don't ask me which one, and it wasn't like Backstreet Boys, but it was one of the boy bands. But no,
admit it.
It was definitely. I was around 10 years old. No idea. I don't know the name of it. They've been gone forever. But no, I'll actually, my last one was the best. I think it was the only concert I went with my husband, and it was Coldplay, and it was like 2 days before. I was like, let's go, and and we had kids. I was like, how? I'm like, well, figure it out, and we just went. And it was the best ever, completely unexpected. So that's why we had so much time, a good time. And we were not like even that much of a fan before, but after the concert, we like became the number one fan for Coldplay. But I will still give you my favorite movie because I believe everybody should watch it. Peaceful Warrior. Nobody knows it probably, but it's an amazing movie of it. Literally every sentence in that movie has a very deep meaning of how you should live life, and it has the keys to everything. So yeah, just FYI.
Oh, that's cool. Bob, that's very cool. Bruce Springsteen, Elton John. Oh, that would be great. The Matrix, that would be good. Dwight, I don't know if you're going to have any BFFs tonight or not. Yes, Bob, Jesse's girl. Yes. Bob knows Rick Springfield. All right. Dr. Sheila.
Yes. So when I was about 19 years old, New Edition came to my city of Albany, Georgia. And my best friend and I went to the concert. And we found out the hotel they were staying in. So she and we just wanted to see them in person. I mean, we had seen them at the concert. So I'm telling a lie here. So she and I went to the hotel and we went up the back way where they enter in. And they were coming down the stairs. And so their manager was like, don't scream. So we got a chance to see them and they gave us a hug. And that was just magical. I mean, I am a New Edition fan since forever. So that was magical. And then my favorite movie is one of the all-time favorites, The Color Purple. I loved the book. I read it when I was, in school. And then, of course, saw that movie. And then my husband and I had been married about 6 months. And The Color Purple was on Broadway. So I told him, I said, next weekend, we're taking a plane and we're going to see The Color Purple on Broadway. He's like, what? Huh? And he had never flown before. So we had seen it on Broadway. And so now when the new one came out last, Christmas, everyone was saying it's a musical. I'm like, well, it doesn't bother me because I've seen it on Broadway as a musical. So yeah, those are my things that have really just the concert with New Edition and then seeing The Color Purple again and again and again are my favorites.
That's cool. That's very cool. Daniel, what do you got?
So my first concert, I can remember, I believe I was 15, and I saw an Irish rock band, Flogging Molly, with my brother, too. I felt like I was maybe the youngest person there. They're all in their 20s and late teens, early 20s, and everything like that, and it's just constant mosh pitting the whole time.
Oh
I was kind of
God.
thrown off. I was like, we played the music, and I was in my brother's rotation. So, but we went there. It was insane. They just had so much fun. They even did some Bob Dylan covers too, which were really awesome. But it was such a great moment. Enjoyed every second of that. Now, my favorite movie, I guess I'd say Forrest Gump. I think it's just such a heartwarming movie, just so much you can get out of it, and it's just something I always like. If I see it come on TV, I just have to just watch it. No matter what point it is, you just have to watch it because it's hard to. You don't see a lot of movies where so many parts of the movie there's always a good scene. You just have to sit down and watch and kind of go through.
That is a great movie. I agree. Incredible. Damien, you want to share?
I can't remember my first concert. I've been to so many, but I'll tell you what the best one was. Rock Nation concert, benefit for Puerto Rico. It had everybody there. It had Stevie Wonder there, Jay-Z there, Chloe and Halle from Beyonce's team was there.
Mhm.
It had Jennifer Lopez. It had everybody there for
Oh,
that
I bet that
concert.
was
It,
incredible.
it had to be like 50 acts in that concert at the
Mhm.
Barclays Center. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
So,
So I was gonna. So Rick Springfield was my first concert. The best concert I ever went to. Hold on, guys. Was One Direction. It was awesome. I went with my daughters. It was so good. I loved their music. It was good music. It was just good, upbeat music, and they had so much energy. I loved that group. It was so fun. I like all kinds of music. We covered that the other night, though. I just enjoy it. And I love live entertainment's always fun, isn't it? I think it's always fun. All right. Hand it off to you, Damien. You have a question?
yeah. So Anya, how does it feel to be the person who's going first at the summit? No, that's
True,
not my
right?
question.
Yeah. I was like, that got me at surprise. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm starting off. Okay.
No, that's not my question. How do you prepare? Do you ever get nervous before a presentation, and how do you get through it? That's my question.
I don't really get nervous, which is kind of cool when I say it out loud. Nobody asked me that. But I've been speaking to a lot of people a lot. And then, obviously Clubhouse was the star of like, I got to do it. It doesn't matter how many people I have. But I've done it. I've done it in person as well. Like, not going to say thousands, hundreds of people. So that helped. So when it was, online, I was like, oh, it was just some pictures. That's not real people, actually. A bunch of plus Clubhouse has a bunch of bots. So, so anyway, but I definitely, anything that I do it intentionally, which means that I will mentally, energetically get ready. And just basically, I'll have like a little short meditation and say, like, I'm coming here for a reason, and the universe make sure that you show me what the reason is, because I'm obviously not here just because I have nothing better to do right now. So I am very intentional, and anywhere I go and anything I do, it's that I guess that what I call it, affirmation or whatever you want to call it, in the back of my mind, that everything happens in specific order for a reason, and I'm just going there and I'm just curious to see what the reason is. So that's my approach.
I like that. Daniel.
For the presentation, I think there's always just that little nervous. You're kind of preparing. It's always kind of feels like kind of going into like a test or anything like that. Even if you studying prepared, you just like, okay, it's going to really happen though. So you're in the moment. But it's always one of my fun sayings is pressure makes diamonds. So it's a good feeling. But like once you kind of get off that, kind of get off like the little bit of like the hellos and greetings and everything, you can kind of start rolling, then it just kind of flows a lot better. But the more I've practiced myself, especially in Clubhouse and in other interviews I've done, it's it's good to at least kind of have that feeling though too, kind of now that I've been here before, kind of an attitude. So, but still, you always get the nerves, but it's just always knowing that it just got to push through, and it's all going to be good and smooth sailing from that point forward.
Thank you. Dr. Sheila.
Okay, so to get ready, I'm always studying my notes mentally. Oh, did I freeze? Did I freeze? Okay. I'm always, reviewing in my head what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do mentally. But when you're passionate about what you're doing, getting ready is not hard anymore. I'm just excited about it. Now, back in the days when we were on Clubhouse and Clubhouse just started, I was scared to click the button to go on stage. I'm like, no, but when I realized that they were just people too, and a lot of them were fabricating their stories. that it was okay. So I just now I'm excited about it and passionate about talking. So getting ready is not hard. Yeah, I have to have my material and information, but I don't have the nerves like I used to. It would about a year ago, it would have been hard for me to even do this, but now it's like, okay, got another one tonight. Cool, I'm ready to go. So yeah, so that's what it is. It's just you kind of get used to it, like Daniel said. You know, it's like okay, got to do it again. Let's go.
Love that. Kinga.
I was getting nervous. I couldn't find my unmute button there for a second. I think I have a kind of a combination of what everybody's talking about here. In my previous role, I was facilitating almost every meeting that I was in, and so I was in this constant presenter mode, but also passionate and having to is facilitation, presenting at the same time and being prepared. And so there was I had to find this balance of preparation along with being in the moment with people. And so I think that I got really comfortable with that. But there was this level of, when we introduce, like Dr. Sheila was talking about, this level of formality of like, when we get on a stage, you kind of feel like all these eyes are on you, that I think is natural for people to get into a flight or fright response. And I can identify with that. But I think when you're just realize that you're with people that are passionate and care about what they're doing, and you can identify and look around and go, yeah, these are my people. And we just all are trying to do something. You realized, no, we're just enjoying ourselves, and that's what we're here for. So it puts you at ease.
Like that. Dr. Farron.
I'm like Dr. Sheila. I've been rehearsing my keynote speech in my head. I mean, I already have it written out. It's been going it's been on autoplay in my brain the entire time. And then I will sit down 2 days before, 1 day before, and I'll go through it like physically, and I always have a little sense of nervousness, with it when I'm presenting. This seems a little bit different. This, again, like we were all saying, I mean, I remember the person that invited me to Clubhouse when you had to be invited in by another person. You couldn't get in the app. And I was just like, what in the world? And I remember when my team told me I needed to start making videos, and I was like, there is no way I am going to be on camera. No way. And then, we've all transitioned. Again, that's what I was saying, telling yourself 5 years ago what it's going to be like. You wouldn't have believed it, but yeah, I still do get a tinge of that. Like, I want everything to work right. I do have a funny story to tell you guys at the first summit. So I was in my office at home, and I was getting ready to do the opening keynote of the first one. And Annika was in the dining room with her laptop, because we all had our own laptops, and everybody was checking and making sure everybody was on. Well, I clicked the wrong room, and I'm in there. I had 2 or 3 people starting to come in, and I start talking. And I don't pay attention to my phones that are going off because I'm in presenter mode, and my phones are going off. And then finally, Annika comes to the doorway with the paper. You're in the wrong room. They're all looking for you in this other space. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so here I was ready to go. And it was so helpful. I was so grateful that she was there to help me. And it turned out fine. We all survived, but it was hilarious and funny. And, yeah, you get in the zone when you start presenting.
I have a story that can beat that.
Okay. I like this. This should be our next question. How'd you screw up a presentation?
Well, it's about a friend. Luckily, it wasn't something that I did, but it was a friend that was presenting, and she was really frustrated with the team that she was talking about, and she started messaging somebody else and was like, "This team is really frustrating me." The team was watching her while she was typing. And so I was like, what are you going to do about it? And it
Right.
was, and so she had to address the team and say, hey, I guess you all saw me typing that. And I was like, it ended up being a really good bonding moment for that team to say, yeah, you know what? You were frustrating me and this is why. And I guess now we just got to talk about these things.
Absolutely.
And,
I got an even better one. So probably now I think I just remember why I probably don't have like feeling bad or nervousness anymore. So I do not that intensively anymore. I do aerial silks. This is like the sport when you hang upside down on like you do like splits and stuff in the air, like the Cirque du Soleil stuff. And we had a presentation. So it was like my first show that I was supposed to do an act there. And I messed that up so badly. I literally fell from the sky on the floor. But wait, I was fine. Nothing happened. Um, but that was probably like the worst humiliation I could have gotten because it was like my first only show. And I was like, and I messed it up left and right. But the good part was it was with the music. So at the end, when I fell off, I don't think everybody understood that I was like messed up because it was like on the beat. So I felt like maybe I just really played it well. Anyway, I did feel bad for like a few days. But I think that was just so bad that after that I was like, well, can't mess up anything worse than I did that. So I'm good.
She was literally dropping beats, literally. I love that. That's hilarious. Oh, well. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose them. That's just how it goes. Well, we are getting close. Did anybody else? Did everybody get to share something? Yes.
Yeah, everybody went.
Okay, excellent. So we are getting close to our hour. And I appreciate every one of you for being here. Some of you have been here twice. We love that. Thank you so much. Can you guys give everybody just a little snippet of what they can expect from your session? And so that, they can, when they're scrolling through, they can grab that, and we'll start with Kinga. You go ahead and tell them a little bit what they can expect from your session.
Sure. We're going to be talking about curiosity in your community. And so, this is perfect timing. We're talking about the past 5 years, and I've really had some great opportunities in building my community. And it was leading through my curiosity. So project management, it was really around figuring out my goals and what I wanted in life and the type of people that I wanted to bring into my community. And so I'm excited to share with you some tips around how to bring your values and the things that you want out of life and to build your community through your curiosity.
That's going to be cool. Thank you so much. Daniel, how about you? What can they expect from you?
So what, for mine on consistency towards greatness, we're going to be discussing about making habits, how they're going to help you towards, getting to where you want to be. I'm going to share personal stories about people who I know who have gone through it and like who've either been on long journeys, short journeys towards what they're going to be. And also just going to talk about motivation and how important that is towards going into it, and especially if you kind of fall off the tracks, how do you kind of get back into it? Because at the end of the day, consistency is what's going to lead you to where you want to be.
Excellent. That's going to be very great for some people needing that structure to help them. It helps. I'm just thinking all of the ways that can help you, anxiety, right? Stress relief when you have those types of consistent behaviors. So excellent. Anya, what can they expect from you?
As I've said previously, it's very important for me to get the word out on what different aspects you need to pay attention to in order if you want to be successful, and how that basically goes in your business, or how does your energy portray in your business, because a lot of us, we focus on the money, on the sale, on the clients, on so many things that are outside of us, and then you consistently are chasing something you don't control. You're consistently in a circle that there's no end to it. So understanding how mindfully, with awareness and proper strategy, what you should actually be chasing, and yet, and anything that you, I guess, perceive as abundance or success in life, it just comes to you. So less chasing, more attracting. That's basically what I'm talking about, very simply said.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've been, I've been able to hear Anya talk in a variety of spaces, and I think you're going to gain a lot from her for sure for that. Dr. Sheila.
So we're talking about affirmations and how we use affirmations to support a child's social and emotional development and their mental wellness. So I'm talking to parents and educators about choosing the right words, the right statements to say to a child, and what we say and impacts them with their academic learning, with how they, when they grow up, and how they overall feel about themselves. So teaching parents and, like I say, educators just the right things to pour into a child, because we build a solid foundation, not only academically, but we also have to play on the heart of a child, of what we say and what we do. So yeah, we're talking about affirmations, saying the right things to make them feel good about themselves.
Yep. And it's so incredible. When we talk about wellness, and we've put in a parenting workshop in here for wellness, right? Parenting is not the easiest task in the world, right? And so having a support system for parenting is so important. And Dr. Sheila can help you with that. And teaching our kids how to be well is so important. And so making sure that we are doing that through the things that she's telling you to do with the affirmations. So that's how this all packages together in wellness, right? Whether, we want our audience to be well, we want our presenters to be well, we want the world to be well. It's super important for us. Thank you, Dwight, for dropping in the link in here. We appreciate you being here. Dwight is also presenting at the Virtual Wellness Summit. If you did not catch all 10, tomorrow will be our 10th night that we will have been live. You can go to Creative Living Ideas YouTube channel, and you can watch all of these. They're all recorded on there. You can go to Damien's page on LinkedIn, and you can, grab it there. Get your ticket. Tickets are $159. I would say you need to have your tickets bought by Wednesday. You cannot purchase tickets the day of the two events. It just does not work like that. We had someone try to do it at the Parenting Journey. It does not allow purchases of that day. So you want to make sure that you get your tickets in and get them purchased. Join us. Let's have some fun together. Let's grow and get well, and stay connected to all of these presenters. They're all doing amazing things, and I know they're going to continue to soar in their careers and what they're doing. And you want to stay connected with Damien and I. We have lots more that'll be coming in the next year for you all. So you want to stay tuned for all of that also. All right, Damien, what would you like to wrap it up with?
Well, come out tomorrow, our final day to meet the presenters. Connect with everybody on this panel. Follow them, connect with them, buy their books, go to their events, click their pages, their business pages, connect with them on different platforms, and come out to the Virtual Wellness Summit on Friday and Saturday. If you can only come one day, come one day. It doesn't matter what day you come to the Virtual Wellness Summit. For me, whatever day works best for you. I'm last, so I'm good. So yeah, and make sure you show up to the Virtual Wellness Summit and pass it on to somebody who's out there that might can utilize this resource, and check in with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and make sure that you're well as well. That's my final thoughts.
Excellent. Does everybody want to say a final goodbye? Anya, we'll start with you.
See you on Friday. I'll make sure that the energy is up, elevating for the 2 days, since I'm the first one.
I love it. I love it. Kinga.
I will be shortly after Anya, so I'm excited, and see you all on Friday.
Excellent. Dr. Sheila.
See you on Friday. I'm excited about this parenting journey and all the things that we will learn in this summit.
Excellent. Daniel?
Can't wait to see y'all, and can't wait to see all the presentations It's going to be great.
Yes. Agreed. Thanks everybody for coming tonight. Catch us tomorrow night as well, and then see you at the summit.
And stay tuned for the real of the presenters of the Virtual Wellness Summit. And yeah.